Hey guys, how's it going? And happy Friday. I hope you're all doing good. This is another impromptu stream on the rash of Michigan gun control and many other things that are on the progressive, extreme leftist, socialist, you name it, agenda of the Michigan Democrats. Now, I normally do a live stream every Friday night, and as of right now, I do plan to still do that live stream. We'll try to talk about some other stuff, but this is a breaking update. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. It's good to have you here. We need as many people fighting the good fight as possible. And for all of you who have been here the whole time, thank you for being here. I need people like you because these other people are not so good. Now, you've watched most of my videos by now, and if you haven't, go back and watch. Literally right now in what's called the lame duck session in Michigan, the Democrats are pushing as much of their leftist, extreme leftist, progressive, socialist, I would even say in many ways communist agenda through. Now, this includes many, many topics that are frightening, they're scary, and I wouldn't even talk about some of these bills on here because this is a family-friendly channel. But we're focused on the Second Amendment here, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Now, originally, they didn't even have a session on the calendar for today. Last night we were live streaming as they were passing gun control without any regard to the Michigan Constitution, with immediate effect, not hearing members speak, so many different things. And I think a lot of you find it just as startling and frightening and quite frankly appalling as I do. Like, I'm not happy about this, and you should not be happy about what they're doing either. And it's okay to be angry. We need to channel our anger and our frustrations, though, towards a solution. And I've been to Lansing recently, and guess what, guys? I'm going back next week, talking to people about what can we do to push forward? What can we do to right this ship? We need to see that there's a difference between Republicans and Democrats, because, look, I'm not a big political party guy. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. There's actually ain't no home for a guy like me in the political world nowadays, because I reject the two-party system, and conservative conserve what? No, I'm tired of slow down Democrats. We need to have a change. And the people of Michigan did speak up in the last elections, and they flipped the Michigan House from Democrat to Republican. Look, there's some really good Republican members, some true conservatives and fighters for the Second Amendment. I promise you there are. In fact, I've had some of them on this channel before that hopefully you've seen those videos. In fact, you go back and watch. I've had my favorite state representative, Jamie Thompson, on many times. I've had Rochelle Smith in a video. I've had Jamie Green. I did a live stream with Mike Harris. So there's some good ones out there, and there's many more that I'm going to have on the channel soon, just so you guys can get to know some of your representatives, and we can channel this energy into the good ones that we need to get behind. So here's what's going on today. They started off with this session that came in today where they have probably 100 and something items on the agenda. And look, some Republicans did vote for gun control last time, and that's a problem. That's why I'm not a diehard party guy. Trust me. Look, it's a fine line, guys. We need to call out everything that's bad. We need to raise as much awareness, and I think nobody's raised awareness more than this channel has. Look, I've called out the House Minority Leader that's soon to be the Speaker of the House for his votes on gun control, hoping that he'll change his mind, change his tune, and start voting for the Second Amendment. I hit his primary opponent on here. I mean, guys, look, trust me. I'm not the type of guy that's just going along to get along, to have access to people. No, I'm actually there trying to make a difference, and I'm here to be the voice for all of you and to try to get all of you encouraged. So here's what happened today. The House, still in this lame duck session, has a 2-seat Democrat majority, meaning they can pass these bills on party line. So our best case scenario is that every single Republican votes against all gun control, which they did yesterday, but then every Democrat votes for it. Just remember, there are no pro-Second Amendment Democrats at all, okay? We have the representative that represents Westland. He said he was pro-Second Amendment. Herzberg, he beat Josh Powell, who I went to a lot of his events, wanted him to win. He did beat Josh Powell, unfortunately, but I'll tell you what, Josh Powell narrowed the gap in that special election, then in the final election. Trust me, it's narrowing quickly. He said he was pro Second Amendment, but he's not because he voted for gun control. I've tried to have tough conversations that are not pleasant to have. And I've actually been trying to talk to some of these Democrats that say they're pro Second Amendment. I did talk to a senator on the phone that ended up voting for gun control. I'm using like mutual contacts and friends to try to get me on the phone with some of these Democrats. Do you guys think I want to talk to a Democrat on the phone? Heck no. But hoping maybe I could kind of like help them see some true common sense and see the error of their ways. And some of them say they're pro Second Amendment. I assure you, they're not. So here's what's happening. They're gaveling through these bills one after another, and we're going to go into the session in just 1 second here. And on party line vote, the Democrats can pass this stuff through, and they have been. Okay, that's assuming every Republican holds the line. They've been holding the line lately. Hey, that's a good thing. Now, we're not giving them a pass on what some of them did in the past, but I hope we can compartmentalize and say, look, this is a good thing that they're all voting no. But realize every time they vote no, the votes on the board fill up. And then when everybody's voted, then they can go on to the next bill. And they're trying to rush through as many as they physically can until it gets just too late in the middle of the night. And some of the members are just too exhausted and like need to go to sleep, or maybe they're in pain or they're hungry. So it's kind of a battle of attrition right now. How long can they stay in that House chamber and pass as many hundreds of radical, progressive, leftist bills as possible, including many? And I have a whole stack here, and I have a whole stack over there of gun control bills. Now, look, there is gun control on the agenda today in the Michigan House of Representatives. Last night, the Senate passed through 2 major gun control bill packages. I'm going to do a standalone video on that because this video is a little more long form. This is a live stream, by the way. Good to see all of you who are live, and shout out to all of you on replay. I will get you guys a concise video on what passed the Senate and House out this weekend. Keep in mind, I didn't wake up till 2 p.m. again today because I'm a landscaper. I own a small snow removal, in the wintertime. And I did have some refreezes of ice, some drifting. So I was out plowing snow and salting all night. The same drill as the night before. Those of you that watched the live stream last night, didn't get to bed last night until this morning. Look, it's just the way it is having a job like I have. But the Second Amendment being my passion, I'm here to report what's going on right now. So session starts off today, and I'm going to share my screen so you guys can see what's going on here. And keep in mind, guys, this is the Michigan legislature. These are state laws. A lot of people ask me common questions, and that's fine. That's why this is 2A EDU. I'm here to teach you guys some civics, some strategy, but I'm mainly trying to get you guys like reinvigorated for the Second Amendment, because once it's the will of the people and enough of us speak up, we'll eventually get it to the point where they have no choice but to listen. I know that's tough. There's lots of progressives and leftists in this state, but I hope I'm not wrong. I think there's still a lot of good people left. Let me know. Is there still enough good people left in Michigan that if we can get everybody knowledgeable involved, maybe we can still have a fighting chance? Look, I'm trying. As the saying goes, I ain't going to go down without a fight. And I hope you guys are thinking the same way. So let me show this. So this is what happened earlier today. And this is a somewhat unprecedented thing. This doesn't happen very much. So the Democrats are through here, and they start off by doing their roll call vote. And then you saw it right in the title. The Republicans walked out of session today. Let me say this ahead of time. In my opinion, and I think this is like almost, well, I'll show you. This is provably actually a good thing. This is not the Republicans bailing on you, because for a second it's like, oh, well, we want them there to vote no on gun control. Well, let me reiterate. The Democrats have a 2-seat majority. Every Democrat has voted for gun control no matter what, every chance they've got. I'm now convinced there's 0% chance a Democrat will vote against the gun control bill. It ain't going to happen. So the Republicans can't stand there and vote it down. However, they can walk out. And that's what they did. And I'll share some of my conversations I've had. I had a lengthy conversation with my state representative, Jamie Thompson, as she was fleeing, leaving the Capitol. And it's kind of fleeing because there's actually a rule where they can be arrested. They can be called back by the Speaker of the House, Joe Tate. From what I understand, and I'm kind of looking down at my phone, if you guys see why I keep looking down here, If I get that update that there's police at the doors of these representatives, you guys will be the first to know. But keep in mind, he can do let me look at the exact legal word here, call of the House, I believe it's called. So the Republicans have left. They've left the room. I don't want to speak for all of them. Many, and I think most of them, have left the building. A lot of them have now left town. Why? Because they're sick and tired of them passing these leftist, progressive agendas on many topics, but including the Second Amendment. And I've had representatives tell me today that the Second Amendment was the line in the sand. They saw the agenda. They saw there was more gun control. Representative Jamie Thompson, for one, said, nope, this is enough. This is crazy. She voted no yesterday on all the bull crap, and she saw there's a lot more gun control on the agenda. And she's like, no, we're out of here. We're going to leave. And I'll tell you in a minute why there's strategy in that. There's actually real life, physical, nuts and bolts strategy that is at the very least slowing the Democrats down like crazy, but possibly getting some of this to stop. There's a 5-day rule in Michigan. I know this is a lot, guys, but there's a lot going on. This is very fluid, and we are officially now in unprecedented times. The Republicans have finally actually taken a stand and did something that the Speaker of the House can send. Let me get the exact words here because I try to give you guys very accurate information. It's called a call of the House, or the Senate can do a call of the Senate. If Speaker Tate gets up there and says, I am doing a call of the House, go get them and bring them back, they can actually go there. I assume they ask politely the first time and say, Representative, you're going to Lansing. If they say no, you're coming with us. So just so you guys know this is no joke. They can seize a member, bring them physically in by the police into the chamber to force them back. So I hope I'm getting this point across. This is kind of a big deal. They are actually not allowed to leave, but they just did. And I'm going to show you the strategy in 1 minute. Let's go through this together. All right. There's lots of stuff going on, guys. I'm here by myself. There's a lot more of you than me. Thank you for all the awesome chat. Please keep talking to each other, get each other excited about making a difference and a change here. I will have to read a lot of the chat afterwards, but I will keep my eye on it as well. And trust me, there's tons of topics. I have a lot more work to do. I'm almost to the point of being overloaded, if you guys want to know the truth, but I'm hanging in there and getting as much of this info out as I possibly can. Sleeping very little. Haven't even had a chance to have dinner, I guess you'd say breakfast yet, from working all night, but we need to be here right now. So,
Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Today.
I move to excuse all absent members.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will close the board, tally, display, and announce.
This is just the attendance roll call, saying who's here.
Madam Speaker, quorum, the House is present. There are no members absent with prior excuse.
Will members, staff, and guests in the gallery please rise and join me now in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, I don't know how she can do this.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
How can she do that with a straight face? By the way, guys, I get this as a common question. I believe our country's in distress. The state of Michigan. Remember, the current former vice president is still in office. Trump's not in yet, and I don't think Trump or anyone can single-handedly save us, but even if you believe he can, he's not the president yet. I fly the American flag upside down, not out of disrespect to my country, not out of disrespect for the flag. It's been a long-standing thing, actually, before the U.S. was a country.
Floor Leader Wilson.
You fly it upside down when you're in distress.
The order of second reading of bills and take up calendar item number 253, House Bill 6095.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Okay, so they're starting to rush
Calendar
bills
item
through like
number
they normally
253,
do.
House Bill
Something's gonna
6095,
happen
introduced
here.
by Representative Neely, a bill to amend the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The clerk will read. There are no amendments. The question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes.
Hearing no objections, back to this again. They could literally say, I object. Every Republican could say that. She'll ignore every last one of them. Keep in mind, each one of these representatives represent 90,000 plus people not being heard. She won't hear any of them. This looks like a unitarian, authoritarian rule, just the way she smacks that gavel. Let me know what you think.
Recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Continue the order of second reading of bills and move to take up calendar item number 254, House Bill 6096.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 254, House Bill 6096, introduced by Representative Grant, a bill to amend the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Representative Meerman offers a floor substitute H1, identified as amendment number 1.
Question for the House is the adoption of the amendment. The clerk will open the board. The amendment is not adopted.
See?
Are there further
They didn't even
amendments?
open
There
it
are.
for
The
a
clerk will
vote.
read.
There was no
Representative
vote.
Meerman offers a floor substitute H2, identified as amendment number 2.
Question for the House is the adoption of the amendment. The clerk will open the board. The amendment is adopted. Are there further amendments? There being no further amendments, question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Listen to this.
Continue the order of second reading of bills and move to take up calendar item number 255, House Bill 6097.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 255, House Bill 6097, introduced by Representative Grant, a bill to amend the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are.
I'm going to show you guys what happened here. Just a
Representative
second. I
Aragona
want you
offers a
just to
floor
see how it all
substitute
started.
H1, identified as amendment number 1.
Question of the House.
About 5 gun control bills are on the agenda today.
The amendment is adopted. Are there further amendments? There being no further amendments, the question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading.
Watch
Speaker
how fast she's
recognizes
bringing
Majority Floor Leader
gavel this stuff through,
Continue
guys.
the order of second reading of bills and move to take up calendar item number 256, House Bill 6098.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Right now, the Republicans are sitting thinking to themselves, we have to do something. She won't recognize us if we talk. See, this is the predicament we're in. She won't allow any of them to invoke any procedures. There's no tricks up their sleeve they can pull at this point. They've got everything locked down so much that there's so much power in that gavel that Pohutsky, this woman, this whatever is holding, that, look, there's not a whole lot they can do. Like, they could physically, but then your representative will be arrested if they kept going crazy or something, right? Drug off the floor. And, well, yeah, you know. So they're just watching how rampant this is going. From what I've been talking to some of the reps personally today, their blood's starting to boil at this point. They're like, enough's enough. This is insane. We can't vote it now. We've had enough. There's gun control coming up in a little bit. There's this, there's that, all of this woke craziness. And they're thinking to themselves right now, we might have to pull the nuclear option, which is we're out of here. Now, when they do that, that's going to change the strategy of this session a ton. So let's just watch a second longer. You guys just need to see this background info. Because look, this isn't a YouTube short. Someone invariably is typing right now. Get to the point. I want to, no, this is the point. I'm literally showing you guys stuff that like nobody shows anywhere. I don't think anyone's ever even seen this in the whole country before, let alone in Michigan. The process is what's important. And let's just watch another minute of how fast they were ramming stuff through. And then I promise you, there's a small light at the end of the tunnel. You're going to see in a little bit, as I fast forward, how everything grinds right down to a halt. This was actually a really good strategy that the Republicans pulled. That notwithstanding, I'm not a Republican. I want to make that crystal clear. But look, when I'm going to call them out when they're doing bad, I have to call them up and tell you guys the truth when they're actually doing something that strategically matters. Hang with me a minute. You're going to see why.
Calendar item number 256, House Bill 6098, introduced by Representative Grant, a bill to amend the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Representative Fink offers a floor substitute H1, identified as
Okay.
amendment number 1.
So Fink's a good
Question for
one.
the
Let's
House
see
is
if
the
they
adoption
adopt
of the
it.
amendment. The clerk will open the board. The amendment is not adopted.
See?
Are there further amendments?
Nobody
There
got
are.
to
Clerk will
vote
read.
on Andrew
Representative
Fink's
Fink
amendment.
offers a floor substitute H2, identified as amendment number 2.
And he's a
Question
pretty
for the
good
House
dude,
is
by
the
the way.
adoption of the amendment. The clerk will open the board. The amendment is adopted. Are there further amendments?
Steve Fink was one of the good representatives for the 2A. He resigned his seat or did not seek re-election to run for the Michigan Supreme Court. The Michigan voters flipped the House to Republican, but then Fink, as well as the other guy, both lost, and the Supreme Court went even more liberal. I'm just telling you the story on how that worked. Hopefully the next rep that's replacing him, she does a good job, but we'll see. But yeah,
There being no further amendments, the question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading.
Hearing no objections. They could all yell as loud as they can, "I object," and she'll just say, "Hearing no objections." Remember when Ben Franklin, at the founding of the country, was asked by a woman, "What do we have, sir? Do we have a monarchy?" Monarchy, meaning mono, one, ruler by one. "Do we have a monarchy or a republic?" And he said, "A republic, if you can keep it." This looks a lot like a monarchy right now, if you ask me. And this is a very leftist, progressive agenda they're ramming through right now, hearing no objections, even though there are people actually objecting. Okay, so now she's doing the old, you know what I mean? You got to get the hand signals down. She's got the mic off. We're not allowed to hear this. The good
Speaker
stuff they don't let us
Majority
hear.
Floor Leader Wilson.
Continue the order, second reading of the bills. I move to take up calendar item number 317, House Bill 6255.
Hey, I will give this Wilson, look, I give him no credit. He's a leftist. He's a little less worse than Abraham Ayash, because at least this guy speaks where we can understand him, where Ayash talks so fast. I mean, you know, but I give Representative Joe Wilson no credit either, because he's anti-2A. I'm just saying.
Without objections to order, the clerk will read.
She doesn't know what she's doing. I mean, look at her. This is common. But okay, look, all the Republicans are over on the right. The Democrats sit on the left. Quick fun fact for those of you that are new to the game, that's why they say the right
Speaker
and the
recognizes
left.
Majority Floor
It
Leader
has to do with
Wilson.
what side of the floor they
Continue
sit.
the order, second reading of the bills. I move to take up calendar item number 302, House Bill 4833.
4833. Is that a gun
Without
control
objections to
bill?
order, the clerk
We're
will
getting
read.
close to the gun control bills here, but they're
Calendar
not
item
quite
number
there yet.
302, House Bill 4833, introduced by Representative Puri, a bill to amend the Public Health Code, the people of the state of Michigan enact.
Okay.
Bill to be considered read for a
Health
second time
code.
by
We're
its
getting
title. Are
close,
there
though.
amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
The Committee on Health Policy, Representative Rogers, Chair, recommends the adoption of substitute H2.
Question for the House is the adoption of the substitute. The clerk will open the board. The substitute is adopted.
She said the clerk will open the board. The board never opened. Did you guys see the voting board? Just asking.
There are further amendments. There being no further amendments, the question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no
Okay,
objection.
I'm going to start fast forwarding.
How can we expect
Now
them
we've
to
got
contribute
Democrats promoting their
meaningfully to
bills
our
that they want
community?
passed. Okay. Now she's sitting there trying to figure out what's going on. Where am I? What's going on? Okay.
That
Now this
is
fellow's
what these
doing his
bills will
speech,
accomplish.
Democrat.
And so today I rise in support of these bills. I encourage
Now watch what
support
happens.
for not only those who have come forward into the light to share their stories, but for everyone at home who remains silent or silenced in some cases, because these bills will in
No, you
fact
guys didn't see it
save
either.
lives.
Look, guys,
especially of our
I'm not
young
trying to say
people
that
here in
this
the state
fixes
of
all of our
Michigan.
problems what
I
happened
urge
today.
support.
Please take
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
perspective. I want
The
you guys
question
to
for
get
the
some
House is the
positive
passage of the
energy.
bill. A record roll call vote is
They're
required. The clerk will open the
off
board.
the floor. They're in the caucus room right now. They've walked up and left. You still see their belongings are on the table. They're putting a roll call vote. Now, here's where the strategy comes into play. And this is where what the Republicans did might, but look, might's the only chance we have right now, might be able to stop some of this. I'm going to tell you about the 5-day rule in 1 minute. Now, right now as we speak, if all the Republicans were getting in there voting no as fast as they could, which I get it, guys, trust me, but I've just learned how this stuff works behind the scenes. And I hate the stuff I see behind the scenes for the most part, but I've spent a lot of time on this. Your gut, or maybe not you, maybe you guys are smarter than me, but my gut is hurry up and get there and vote no. Get there and vote no as fast as you can, Republicans. We want to see you vote no. Yes, but the faster they vote no, keep in mind, they still have the majority, the Dems do. So if every Republican votes no as fast as they can, and every Democrat votes no as fast as they can, you guys see where I'm heading with this? The board closes, tally, display, and announced. They go through this pro forma, completely fake immediate effect thing that violates the Constitution blatantly, and then they immediately read in the next bill. The faster they can get through voting on bills, the faster they can violate our natural guidelines.
Members, please vote at your desks. The board will be closing shortly.
If they vote no as fast as they can, This clears the board quicker. They can pass more bad stuff if they vote no as fast as they can. Because, again, one more time, when every Republican votes no right now, the bill still passes on party lines. Chime in the chat to see if we're all on the same page. Because it took me a minute to understand this too. And I'm like, oh, hold on a minute. There's some there. You guys watched the live stream last night. Remember when all the Republicans were voting no on gun control as fast as they could? They were right on to the next one. Go watch my live stream last night, you know? You guys will see this. They're not voting. Pohutsky right now, that's the whatever it is with the gavel. She's a real beauty, by the way. Look, these people are not good looking on the inside or out. This is what a tyrannical government looks like right now. See who's holding that gavel? This is a tyrannical government. I just need you guys to keep remembering that. Now, they're sitting here and she's trying to figure out what to do. And no, they're not passing it through just as fast. It's not going just as fast. Look, I know some of you guys are black-pilled. I get it. Some people just like to be on that. Let's just go against the grain no matter what. Look, I have the Republican primary opponent of what's soon to be the Speaker of the House on my channel. I'm against the grain as it gets, guys. I'm just hardline 2A no matter what. But I'm telling you guys, after deep thought, this is actually like a genius move that the Republicans are pulling at the last minute. Okay? And they're sitting there right now, and she doesn't know what to do. She's like, how long do I have to give them to vote? She's already made the verbal announcement a minute ago. Members, vote at your desk. See? Now, I don't want to bore you guys too much, but this is real time as far as I have rewound a little bit, but this is how it's playing out in real time. I promise you, go back and watch my stream last night. Watch my many streams. They could have passed 3 bills this quickly if the Republicans just sat there and go, no, as fast as they could, getting us to the gun control quicker. Now, at this point, Jamie Thompson's sitting there in the back room, along with the rest of them. I had a great conversation with her. I mean, what a lady, dude. She's the representative. She's technically under threat of arrest right now. They could be coming to her home to get her right now. I'm not joking. This is not hyperbolic. Look it up. I just keep looking down at my phone to see the word. I've been arrested or I've not been, they can come to their home right now and physically arrest them and drag them back. Just remember that. These are real people with families. And Jamie and her family are good friends of mine. Her daughter tragically passed away recently. And she's now raising her daughter's kids. Her and her husband, Ron. These are awesome people. Like in real life and as a legislator, both. She's got little kids in the house that they're raising. They could literally come and drag
Channel
them
10
out.
WILX Lansing has permission to record for today's session.
I know you guys don't want to believe me, but that's literally what's on the line right now. Speaker Tate just has to make the word, and they come and get them, and they say, "Come get them and bring them back." So, with that said, look, this bill's not passing right now. Okay, I just want you guys to understand this. This bill's not passing. Now, I'm going to. And again, one more time, do not take my little bit of enthusiasm as, oh, we're okay. Nothing's going to happen. Stuff still, look, they're going to do whatever they can to infringe upon our natural God-given right to keep and bear arms. But I think I've left this up long enough. They're slowing them down. Okay, I'll read you the 5-day rule, and that might kind of bridge some of the gap of you guys are like, well, wait a minute. Hold on. I want to read it exactly because I know what it means, but I just want to read exactly the verbiage of it. Because again, I try to give you guys, good information you can rely on here. Okay, so there's what's called the 5-day rule. This is from Michigan. No bill can become law at any regular session of the legislature until it has been printed and reproduced and in the possession of each house for at least 5 days. Meaning the lower chamber, the House of Representatives, the upper chamber, the Senate. Start pulling out your calendars. We are getting closer to the end of the year here. As far as what the session's printed on the calendar, next week's the last day of session. Will they start adding more sessions on later? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how they can procedurally do that or not. But as of right now, this is fluid. I'll be here to keep you guys up to speed. As of right now, the way it stands, with the 5-day rule, stuff they can't pass through the House tonight might not have the 5 days for it to be in the Senate before it then could be passed through, sent to the governor's desk. Look, she'll sign anything and everything as long as it completely ruins the Constitution and the Second Amendment. The 5-day rule may, and I say may because I'm trying to be a total realist with all this, the 5-day rule could make some of this run off the clock. All right? Now, they're sitting here like this. Are we all on the same page at this point? I just want to know what the people think. That's why I'm doing this. I'm a person like all of you. Just a lot of you had a hard time sleeping last night. Trust me, I did too. I was out plowing snow and salting all night with my mind on this constantly. But look, they're still on the same bill, guys. I haven't fast forwarded yet. I just want that to be clear. This is doing something. All of the Republicans at this point have walked out. Now let's fast forward. I'll give you guys a little time lapse here. Okay. Let me see where we're at here. Okay, let's go back a few minutes. Now this is stalling this big time. They've been on this bill now. I'm still fast forwarding for about. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. There's an announcement here. Okay, at this point, the bills went up for 20 minutes. They were
Clerk will
passing
close the
bills.
board.
Okay, hold on.
Tally, display, and announce the vote.
If every
Speaker,
Republican had
question
been
of
there,
House
it would have been
Bill
56 to
5887.
53.
There
It
are
would have
56
passed.
aye votes and 0 nay votes.
A majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed.
Okay, that just took about 25 minutes. See? A lot of you watched my stream yesterday. Dude, at the pace, if they all just vote no real quick, the Republicans, let's just say, let's hope they all vote no. And they did yesterday, which was good on the gun control. Then they could have passed 15, 20, 30 bills. I mean, they read this stuff like an auctioneer. So we just watched them stall the clock. Now watch what happens.
Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ash.
For immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader, Mr. Immediate
Watch,
Effect.
this
All those
is
in favor will
fake.
rise. Immediate effect is ordered.
See? Now,
Speaker recognizes Democratic Caucus Chair O'Neill.
ooh.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. To my colleagues, caucus call. To my Democratic colleagues, caucus call, caucus room.
That means powwow in the back room. We don't want no one to know what we're talking about. Now they need to go talk. Now this is still on this one bill. Keep in mind, this was not a gun control bill, but the gun control bills are on the agenda. I promise you. I've seen it. I've seen the private agenda. I'm not going to tell you guys who it's from because, well, we don't want the other side to know my journalistic sources, but I've seen it. There was 5 pieces of gun control on the agenda. So the slower these bills are going through, it prolongs them possibly getting to the gun control bills, and maybe they can't pass as many. This is about the only hope we have right now. And I'm not trying to give you guys a false hope. Let me say this very clearly. The Democrats can figure out something and still pass every one of them. But you got to go down trying. And with how much the power is held in the gavel by Pohutsky, there ain't a whole lot the Republicans can do in the minority but what we're watching right now. So now let's go forward about 45 more minutes. Wait, look. I'm just fast forwarding here. They're still in caucus. Nobody's voting on anything right now. This is good. We don't want anyone to be voting at all. If they don't vote, they don't get passed, right? That's kind of obvious. Now I'm going to go forward let's go forward another 20 minutes. They're still in caucus. This is 20 more minutes. They burned off the clock. They're not voting. Okay, I think I see Speaker Tate on the floor. This is big time when the speaker's actually coming out. That man right there, Speaker Joe Tate, former football player. You guys might have heard of him. This is not a good man, not an honorable man. He took an oath to serve his country, right? In the service. And then, in my opinion, has violated his oath by voting for unconstitutional gun control and many things every day since. So they burned off almost an hour. Tate's out there. Let's see what they're going to come do now. Because they're going to try to do something. Trust me, these Democrats are not just going to bend over and say, oh, we'll take it. No, these Democrats are fighters. They're fighting like hell for this progressive, leftist agenda. They've been out for quite a while, guys, at this point. I'm giving you a time lapse, but you're going to see a little more action here. You know? I mean, look, guys. Look, I get more views when I say, look, everything sucks. I'm not in this for the views. I only want a lot of views insofar as this. I think I'm putting out the best information on this topic, and I want people to know what's going on. That's why I want views. So trust me saying there's good news, this is actually bad for views, but I want you guys to know the truth. And if there's a little positive, it's okay for us to have a little bit of positive energy for a few minutes. That notwithstanding, the fight's far from being over. Okay, so don't get cocky. But this procedure that they're doing, or not procedure, but defiance, if you will, this defiance is, it's doing something. Like, you know what I'm saying? MC Joe's like, you're putting out the only info. Okay, well, maybe I exaggerated a little bit. I'm only putting out the best info because I'm the only one, right? It could be terrible info. I don't know. Yeah. And here's the thing. A lot of people are sitting there saying, they have a job to do. They're getting paid. They need to be in there voting. Yeah, I get it. That was my first inclination too, but that's a bit short-sighted.
Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ash.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Continuing on the order of third reading of bills, I move to take up calendar item number 343, House Bill 5888.
They're finally trying to
place
move
it on
forward.
its immediate passage.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 343, House Bill 5888, a bill to amend the Code of Criminal Procedure, People of the State of Michigan, enact.
Without objection, the bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. The clerk will open the board.
Okay, so here's what's happened during that time lapse when I fast forwarded. They went back and powwow. The Democrats think they have a plan now. They're just going to rush all this through without any Republicans present. Let's see how quick they can rush it through now. Okay. The board's been open. Democrats are voting eagerly, fairly quickly. The Republicans may or may not have left the building completely by now, but I think at this point, a lot of them are literally leaving. All right. And maybe some of them are already gone. At a certain point, you got to make that decision. And when the caucus makes the decision, you got to kind of get out of there quick, because at the call of the House, the Speaker can demand that they're all called back to the House, if necessary, in restraints, brought in by the police. So keep in mind, they have the threat of arrest looming over them all right now, wondering whether there's going to be a call of the House invoked by the Speaker. Now, from what I understand right now, that has not happened yet. Okay?
Members, please vote at your desks.
It is so hard because I'm looking through 12 hours of footage, guys. So look, she's trying to pass this right now, and she's saying, members, vote at your desks, okay? Notice how slow this is going. So we've slowed things down a ton. I'm trying to find the footage real quick here. Let me digress for 2 seconds, but I think you guys are getting the point. I want you guys to see. Okay, there they are. They're coming back in from caucus. The right side of the aisle is the Republicans. Look, there's Joe Fox right there putting on his coat. Rochelle Smith's the lady that's kind of bending over with the longer beige coat. There's Andrew Beeler here. I mean, these are all Republicans. And they're gathering their things right now. The Democrats are in the back room. Okay. I kind of skipped over this earlier. One of my viewers just reminded me. Show them actually walking out. It's hard, guys. Like the little thing is so small you're trying to seek through. Rochelle Smith, the blonde lady, she's going to be holding the gavel here after the new year. She was elected as the Speaker Pro Tem. Okay, they're grabbing their stuff up here. Oh, Santa Claus. Is that Craig Markinen? Oh, I can't see his face from here. That's kind of cool. One of them dressed up as Santa Claus today. There's Josh Shriver putting on his scarf on the bottom left portion of the screen there. I think maybe I still see Phil Green. He'd have to turn around to confirm. Let's see who else is coming out. All right, they're coming back in from the caucus room. Yeah, I just wanted you guys to see them actually walking out. I think that's Representative Ann Bolin over here to the right. They look so teeny because of the vantage point of the camera. I don't know all these people, but I know a lot of them. don't particularly like to hang out with politicians too much, but when they're the ones voting on these bills, you need to talk to them as much as possible. And I hope all of you are talking to your reps and senators right now. I really do. Is that the only way to solve issues? No, but it's an important part of the process. It's an important part of having a representative constitutional republic. All right, well, people are leaving. Some people, I think, didn't even have any belongings left, and they just left straight from the caucus room. All right, so that was them
House Bill
leaving.
5888, there are 56
Okay,
votes and
we're
0
back to
nays.
where I just
A
was.
majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed.
Okay, so they passed another bill, but look how long it took them. We're now in time lapse from me fast forwarding. We're talking like almost 2 hours have gone by and they got one bill through.
Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ash.
Move for immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader
What's
moves
this?
immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ash.
Continuing in the order of third reading bills, move to take up count item number 344, House Bill 5889, and place it on its immediate passage.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 344, House Bill 5889, a bill to amend the revised school code, people of the state of Michigan, enact.
Without objection, the bill be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, question for the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. The clerk will
Wow.
open the board.
She's going downhill in so many ways. Just look the way she's starting to carry herself now with that gavel. Looks like it's taking its toll on some of them. You know? Who is this woman? Lori Pohutsky is her name. Representative. She's the Speaker Pro Tem, meaning she holds that gavel, and they say the power is in the gavel. The power is in the gavel more than the Constitution itself, according to some people. Not according to me. Okay, so again, Republicans aren't there to vote. If they would have voted quickly, this would have already been passed through. Let me fast forward a little more. Okay. Now, they've already had to have some powwows in the back room. I think at a certain point, they're starting to get the memo of, we have to leave this board open for a certain amount of time. Now, in my opinion, they're still trying to figure that out because they don't actually know. And they're probably trying to come up with some kind of new rule as we speak. But we're over 2 hours now of time lapse. You know, I fast forwarded to keep this stream brief. And we've had one bill pass through the House and another bill still sitting here. Now, I know some of you are watching my live stream from last night and the others I've done in the past where we're streaming the session live. Oh, gosh, they could have passed dozens of bills by now if the Republicans were just voting no as fast as they could. Look, I don't know what she identifies as. I'm not really like known to be politically correct. I actually have no idea, though. Looks like a woman to me, so I say she, but I don't know, man. I don't know, guys, on that, to be honest with you. I mean, I kind of like know it when I see it, but I don't know if she considers herself that or not, actually. I just really
The
can't.
clerk will
answer
close
that.
the board, tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 5889, there are 56 aye votes and 0 nay votes.
A majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed.
Hey, watch this. Immediate effect. It's like I've watched this before. He's waiting. Wait a minute. He's not there. See, Speaker Tate's over there. See, stuff's not acting normal. This is not normal right now in a good way. Like, we want this to all slow down as fast as possible, right? Are we all on the same page there? Gun control's on the agenda. They just haven't gotten to it yet. The question is, when will they get to it? How much can they get to it? Hey, hold on. See, Speaker Tate himself, he's usually behind the scenes with the
Speaker
gavel in
recognizes
her
Majority Floor
hand.
Leader Ash.
Move for immediate effect.
Majority
Okay, there
Floor
we
Leader
go.
moves immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ash.
Continuing in
See,
the order of third reading of bills, I move to take up counter item number 302, House Bill 4833, and place it on its immediate passage.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
they're getting out of their
Calendar number
routine right now.
302, House Bill 4833,
Maybe you guys have a trained enough eye to
bill amend
catch
the
it.
Public Health Code,
Stuff's not as
people of the
fluid
state of
as it
Michigan,
used to be,
enact.
which is good.
Without objection, the bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, question for the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. The clerk will open the board.
Third reading of bills. This is modifies licensure for substance use disorder service program. I don't know the details of this bill. It's not gun control. But we're watching the Speaker of the House himself milling around the floor right now. Ayash was kind of discombobulated. He had to kind of mill around and talk to him. Then he comes up and does the immediate effect. So they're definitely getting slow. For those of you just joining, the Republicans have left the House floor. They vacated it under the standing threat of arrest. The Speaker has to do one procedure, and he can have them all drug in. So one more time, and sorry to repeat myself for those of you that have been watching, but people are joining the stream, so quick refresher. If Republicans were there right now voting no as fast as they could, the Democrats could keep rifling more bills through as fast as they can. So, yes, I know in theory it's like you want your rep to be there voting no on all this. Yes, but it's all passing on party lines anyways. You know what I mean? So by them not voting, it keeps the board open as long as possible. And look, the Republicans are telling me we're just fed up. We're fed up with this progressive leftist agenda, destroying people's lives and businesses in Michigan in just so many ways, including the Second Amendment. To bring you guys that just joined up to speed, I had a long phone call with Representative Jamie Thompson as she was fleeing the city. And I think that's an accurate way to describe it, since at any beck and call, the Speaker could send the police after them. As she's fleeing the city to try to slow this down as fast as possible, was telling me she's looking at these gun control bills. She's sitting there. Gun control's coming. We have to get through these other ones first, but it's coming. And that was one of the big reasons why she decided to join her colleagues and walk. So we see how slow everything's getting now, right? Everything's slow. Again, one more time, this is not the solution to all of our problems. Oh, no. We, the people, are going to have to figure out how to fix that. But they were passing bills within like 30 seconds when the Republicans were there voting no as fast as they can. You know, no. And I get it. You want to get in there and vote no as fast as you can if you're against these bills. Yeah. That speeds things up and allows more unconstitutional bills. So
The clerk will close the board, tally, display, and announce the vote. Representative, we're still under Rule 32.
Rule 32.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 4833, there are 56 aye votes and 0 nay votes.
Majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed.
So she's put them under Rule 32 is what we're hearing at this point, which means you have to be in your seat. And we saw it last night where she commanded the sergeant at arms. These are the police department within the House, okay, that are under orders from the Speaker of the House and from her, because the Speaker's allowed her to hold the gavel right now. So she's acting as the Speaker of the House. Keep that in mind. She has the power, or if you're familiar with military terms, she has the billet right now of Speaker of the House. She's technically not, but she kind of is right now as we speak. Does that make sense? So when she said last night in the stream, sergeants, show the members to their desks, that means if after a little verbal gentle coaxing, if they don't, they can grab them up and physically drag them to their desks. That's part of what's in the rules and law. We haven't seen it come to that yet, but she's made her first threat. Remember, members, we're under Rule 32. So just keep that in mind. Now, hopefully most of them are long gone by now, because we'll see what happens. Because somebody said in the chat, hey, it is what it is. If they can find them, they can go and arrest them and bring them physically back in. But you got to find them, though. I mean, if you can find them. I know none of my viewers are harboring their favorite, Republican state representative in their basement right now. None of my
Majority
viewers
Floor
would need
Leader
that.
Wilson.
I don't want to know
Move
if
for
you
immediate
are.
effect.
Majority Floor Leader moves to immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is
Ooh, a
ordered.
new majority floor leader stepped in.
Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Continue the order of motion. Continue the third reading of.
Wait, he doesn't know what?
The order of second reading of bills.
Ooh.
And take up calendar item 264, House Bill 4854.
They don't know what's going on. Look, she's waving it off. No, no, no. They're discombobulated right now. This is good. The longer it takes them to do this, we're trying to run out as much clock as possible. There is the 5-day rule. Okay. The 5-day rule could be coming into play here. See, look at this. This is nice, believe it or not. I like to see this. You like to see strife and discombobulation because in the time they're doing all this, they're not passing yet another bill, getting closer to the gun control. Because there's no good bills that are going to come up, trust me.
Without objection, so ordered, the clerk will read.
Calendar item number 264, House Bill 4854, introduced by Representative Scott. Bill to amend the revised school code. People of the State of Michigan.
And more school
enact.
stuff.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
The Committee on Higher Education, Representative Glanville Chair, recommends the adoption substituting.
Okay, so that's a school bill.
Your desk.
We're going to open the board. This is now surrogates. Again, stuff's moving slowly.
I move to see the order of second
They're
reading of the
passing
bills and
stuff,
take up
it's just
count item
going at like
269,
110
House Bill
speed.
5716.
Without objection, so ordered, the clerk will read.
Calendar item number 269, House Bill 5716, introduced by Representative Farhat. A bill to amend the Code of Criminal Procedure. People of the State of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Representative Farhat offers a floor substitute H2, identified as amendment number 1.
Question for the House is the adoption of the amendment. The clerk will open the board. The amendment is adopted. Are there further amendments? There being no further amendments, the
This
question for the
is-
House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading.
All right, we're going to fast forward a minute. I'll
Speaker
show you guys.
recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ash.
I move to see the order of third reading of bills and take up calendar item number 269, House Bill 5716. Place it on its immediate passage.
Without objection, so ordered, the clerk will read.
Calendar item number 269, House Bill 5716, introduced by Representative Farhat. A bill to amend the Code of Criminal Procedure. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Without objection, the bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question for the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. The clerk will open the board.
Okay, so Democrats are all going to start voting yes. Again, if Republicans voted no really quickly, they'd be on to the next one. Now I'm fast forwarding a little further. The same thing here. None of these are gun control yet, guys.
House Bill 6238 and place it on its
Just
immediate
kind of
passage.
skipping ahead. You'll see what
Without
happens
objection,
in
so
a
ordered,
minute
the clerk will
here.
read.
House Bill 6238, introduced by Representative Wilson. A bill to prohibit an employer from taking certain actions against an employee under certain circumstances. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Without objection, the bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question for the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. The clerk will open the board.
Okay, board's open yet again. It's taking about 10 to 30 times longer to get this through than it normally does. I'm fast forwarding again. Now they're milling around again. Still no Republicans. I presume they're all long gone at this point, hopefully hours away.
We'll read.
House Bill 4665, introduced by Representative Snyder. A bill to amend the State Police Retirement Act of 1986. People of the State of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Okay, so we're going to fast forward a little more. This is the retirement for the law enforcement still. But this board's just dwelling for an extremely long period of time. And watch what happens next. 1 second here. I think you guys see what's going on. So this is having a little bit of an impact. We'll see if it's enough. Oh, yeah, she's on her phone. She's whatever. I double object. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The clerk will
What's that?
close the
Hey,
board.
hold on.
Tally, display, and announce the vote.
Something's going to happen here.
Madam Speaker, on the question for final passage of House Bill 4667, there are 56 aye votes and 0 nay votes.
A majority of the members elected and serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
I move for immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader Wilson moves to immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. The House will stand at ease until 3 p.m.
Ooh, okay. So at this time, they're not showing the time on there, but this was earlier this afternoon, guys. I'm showing you replay, but I want you to see how this all went down today because the media is going to give a totally separate account. Okay, so now they just announced they're at ease for 46 minutes. Now they're having to go back and come up with another plan because stuff's moving too slowly for their liking. Now, I'm going to fast forward a little bit to get past this. Meanwhile, this is all you see on the screen. 235. Just fast forwarding for brevity. 257. Okay, call of the chair. Okay, now it's 3 p.m. They're technically back again, but actually not. She's just milling around up there and doing whatever. Where am I? What's going on? How can I invoke more tyranny on the people? In my opinion, is what she's thinking to herself. Threw her arms up in disgust. Did you see that? So, like, you know, I'm not a psychic, but I can only imagine what might be going on in her head. Look at this. I just fast forwarded even further. They're still just kind of milling around. Wait, now it's 3:15. What? All this is time they're not voting. Still not voting. I just fast forwarded 7 more minutes. Now they're going to get
Objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Ash.
I move to see the order of third reading of bills and take up count item 124, House Bill 5300, and place it on its immediate passage.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item 124, House Bill 5300, a bill to amend the probate code of 1939. People, State of Michigan, enact.
Without objection, the bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, question for the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. The clerk will open the board.
Okay, one more time. The voting's going extremely slow now because there's no Republicans voting no as fast as they can. Look, they would have all voted no. All these would have still passed. Keep in mind, we've got like House Bill 6183 on this agenda for today. We've got House Bill 6184. We've got 6185. We've got House Bill 6222. House Bill 6223. Again, these are Michigan House bills. 6144, 6145, and 6146. That's destroying guns from buybacks. That has already passed the House. One more quick thing. And again, this is because it's a live stream, guys, and people are joining. So I hate to have some of you hear repetition, but, you know, we want to let people just join in here. The Michigan 5-day
Members,
rule.
please vote at your desks. The board will be closing shortly.
Okay, see, she's telling them it's going to be closing, but there's no one there, so they have to run out the clock more. No bill can become law at any regular session of the legislature until it has been printed and reproduced and in possession of each house for at least 5 days. So the Senate has to have it 5 days if it's a House bill before they can vote on it. The House has to have a Senate bill for at least 5 days, calendar days. So not 5 calendar days. Okay, let me come back over here. But I think you can see yet again, it's still slowing down. Now, this is going to pass real quick. Then they're going to come
Number
through.
299, House Bill 6058.
Okay, so fast forwarded. House is giving
their
floor
city
speeches on why they
maintenance
want this to
services are
pass.
operating efficiently.
This is
I
an
humbly
employer
ask my
bill. It's
colleagues
gonna
for their
make it hard
support
to
on
own
this bill.
businesses in this
To
state.
put
Now they're going to push this through. Now here's the interesting thing. This one here, this 4938, it's sitting there on the board. And this has to do with different like maps for the voting, the gerrymandering that they did, which is one of the big reasons why everything shifted so drastically. But provides for a transfer of certain state-owned property in Kent County. Now, I'm going to fast forward here about 20 minutes. Let's see, 353, 403. So about 10 minutes. It's still on the board. Now they're going to Eaton County. See, stuff's dragging along here. They're still on this Eaton County where they're transferring state-owned property. They're still on the Eaton County bill. So as we're time-lapsing here, they're still on the Eaton County bill. I just time-lapsed all the way to 4:30 p.m. It's 4:40. They're still on that same bill. Now it's 4:51 p.m. they're still on the same bill. I think they're going to close the board in a second. So, hey, whether it works in the end, I don't know. I just don't know what else the Republicans can kind of do right this minute in the shape that we're in, with the minority. It appears that this is slowing everything down like crazy. All right. And it is nice for once to see the Republicans get together as a caucus and say, no, look, enough's enough. We're tired of this radical, progressive, leftist agenda. A lot of these reps, it's right on the front of their mind that gun control is coming up before the day is over. So they're trying to wear out the clock and hope that by them having to keep it up there so long, instead of voting no quickly, right, that they'll just run out of time. Now, these guys could go till midnight tonight. They could go to 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. But maybe eventually some of the Democrat members, maybe they're getting too tired. Maybe some of them have medication they need to take. I mean, just certain, human realities might start setting in. And some of them might not be able to physically withstand being out here all night. I mean, I have no idea how late they're going to be up tonight, but they could be up all night. We'll see what they'll do. But this is still sitting here.
Colleagues, caucus call. Democratic colleagues, caucus call, caucus room.
Now they just called another caucus call. Now, you guys saw the videos from last night and other times. They could have gaveled through probably almost 100 bills by now. All right, let's time lapse a little further. And then I'm going to come back and recap with you guys, and I'm going to jump up.
Majority Floor Leader Ash.
Hold on.
Rarely pass.
Without objection, so ordered.
Ooh, that was interesting. Okay, now he's going to come in. So right now, caucus meeting. Now watch this. He's going to start reading bills in.
The House will stand at ease.
Oh, nope, he put it at ease. Okay. Okay, hold on. They do read bills in with no representatives present. All right, now I'm going up to 5:15, 5:30. Okay. 6 o'clock. Still no voting. This maneuver that the Republicans pulled, slowing stuff down. Look, now we're getting up to 6:15 on the clock. 6:25, 6:30. Can you guys see the timestamp if you're wondering? We're almost up to real time now. 6:47. They haven't voted now in well over an hour. Okay, still milling around. It's now 6:59. 7:04. Now they're going to come back and finally start voting here. Okay, modifies the definition of operating obligation. Okay, so we haven't gotten to any gun control bills yet. This is good. Look, none of this is good, guys. You know what I mean, though. I'm trying to just put stuff into perspective. Is it going to be enough? I ain't telling you that, man. I ain't going to try to give you guys a false sense of hope. But Republicans have left the Michigan House of Representatives. And it's just provably, you can just look at the time lapse here. It is doing something. Right? And every minute that I don't see gun control pass is good because time's running out. Look, they're still probably going to pass quite a bit more gun control, guys, but this is how crazy it is.
Members, please vote at your desks.
If they pass one, it's 100% repugnant to the Constitution, completely unacceptable. I do not think that's good news at all if they pass one. But let me know in the chat and in the comments if you're watching on replay. I guess what's worse, if they get 5 through because the Republicans have slowed them down, or if they got 35 through? I mean, of course, the answer is neither, but if you had to choose, are you glad things are slowing down? Hopefully preventing all of it, but at the very least, hopefully preventing some of it. And I'm not hopeful that some passes. Please don't misunderstand my words. I'm just saying this is slowing them down. Okay, so this is still sitting there. All right, now they're still trying to figure out, because this is not normal for them that this is going on.
The clerk will read.
Committee on Appropriations, Representative Whitwer, Chair, recommends the adoption of substitute H2.
Question for the House is the adoption
they're
of the
back to
substitute.
voting
The clerk
again.
will open the board. The substitute is adopted. Are there further amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Representative Morris offers a floor substitute H3 identified as amendment number 2.
The question for the House is the adoption of the amendment. The clerk will open the board.
I'm just
The
making
amendment
sure
is
none of these are
adopted.
going to control because we're almost up
further
to real
amendments?
time now.
There being no further amendments, the question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Continuing the order of second reading of bills, I move to take up House Bill
Where we're at
6046.
here.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Bill 6046,
whatever,
introduced by
Bob.
Representative Morris, a bill to amend the Social Welfare Act.
Okay.
The
that's
people of the
not-
state of Michigan enact.
The bill be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The
Make
clerk
sure
will
you
read.
guys hit that
Representative
like
Morris
button.
offers a
That's
floor
how spread
substitute
the word on
H2
what's going
identified
on.
as amendment number 1.
Question for the House is the adoption of the substitute. The clerk will open the board. The substitute is adopted. Are there further amendments? There being no further amendments, the question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading.
Well, thank
Speaker
you. I'm
recognizes
glad this
Majority
channel's
Floor Leader
providing
Wilson.
something for
Continuing the
you
order of
guys.
second reading of bills, I move to take up calendar item number 262, House Bill 6166.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Bill 6166, introduced by Representative Tyrone Carter, a bill to amend the Convention and Tourism Marketing Act. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Continuing the order of second reading of bills, I move to
What's
take up
up,
calendar item
MC?
number 274, House Bill 5939.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
4939.
Calendar item number
Oh, that's
274,
not-
House Bill 5939, introduced by Representative Hodsma, a bill to
Hold
amend
on.
the Revised Judicature Act of 1961.
Okay.
The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill be considered read for a
That's
second
not
time by its
gun
title. Are there
control.
amendments? There being no
Shout out
amendments,
to the
question for
MC
House is
channel,
advancing the
Michigan
bill to the order of
Conservative.
third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Continuing the order of second reading of bills, I move to take up House Bill 6128.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Bill 6128, introduced by Representative Devendorf, a bill to amend the food law. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The food
The bill
law.
be considered read for a
Ugh.
second time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Continuing the order of second reading of bills, I move to take up House Bill 6129.
Without objection, so ordered.
I'm going
The
up
clerk
there
will read.
next week
House
while
Bill
they're in session.
6129, introduced by Representative Young, a bill to amend the food law. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
I'm going to
Bill be
live
considered
stream
read for a
unless
second
until they
time by
kick
its
me
title. Are
out.
there amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Representative Young offers a series of two
Maybe I'll
amendments
go up there and get
identified
kicked
as
out
amendment
next
number
week.
1.
Question for the House is the adoption of the amendment. The clerk will open the board.
Would
The
you guys
amendment
let
is
them kick me
adopted.
out, or would some
Are
of
there
you be
further
up there to have
amendments?
my
There are.
back?
The clerk will read.
Representative Young offers one amendment identified as amendment number 2.
Question for the House is the adoption of the amendment. The clerk will open the board. The amendment is adopted. Are there further amendments? There being no further amendments, the question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading.
No objection.
Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Continuing the order of second reading of bills, I move to take up House Bill 6130.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Bill
Thanks, guys.
6130, introduced by Representative Pies, a bill to amend the food law. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill considered read for a second time by its
They're
title. Are there
poisoning us
amendments?
with the
There
food,
are. The
too.
clerk will read.
The Committee on Agriculture, Representative Miller, Chair, recommends the adoption of substitute H1.
Question for the House is the adoption of the substitute. The clerk will open the board. The substitute is adopted. Are there further amendments? There being no further amendments,
What's up,
the question for
Twitter,
the
from my
House is
pleasure? Nice
advancing
to
the bill
see
to
you,
the order
man.
of third reading. Hearing no
Hope you're doing
objection, the bill is
good.
on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Continuing the order of second reading of bills, I move to take up House Bill 6131.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Bill 6131, introduced by Representative Miller, a bill to amend the food law. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill be considered read for a second time
What's
by
up,
its title. Are
Marcy?
there
How you
amendments?
doing?
There being no amendments, the question for the House is advancing
Shout
the
out
bill
to
to the order
Marcy
of
and
third
Women for
reading.
Gun
Hearing no
Rights
objection,
hosting
the
a
bill
big
is on
event
third
this
reading.
January
Speaker
in
recognizes
Lansing.
Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Continuing the order of second reading of bills, I'm going to take up House Bill 6132.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Bill 6132, introduced by Representative Martis, a bill to amend the food law. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading.
Hey, listen to this.
Speaker recognizes
But
Majority
notice
Floor
though they're
Leader
not
Wilson.
actually voting
Continuing
on
the
the
order of
board
second
yet.
reading of bills, I'm going to take up House Bill 6133.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Bill 6133, introduced by Representative Edwards, a bill to amend the food law. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Representative Pies offers a floor substitute H1, identified as amendment number 1.
What's up, Mitten State Media? How you doing, man? Shout out to the Mitten State Media Channel. Man, there's a lot of good people in here tonight. Look at you guys. Wow. What's up, JJ Rainey? How you doing, JJ? Drain the Swamp? How you doing? Harry Gremley? Wow. Lots of good people. Mike Washington, what's up? No, it's not stuck on repeat, man. I wouldn't do that to you guys. It's not stuck on repeat. But they're really, really slowing down right now. I'm sure lawyers are having a field day behind the scenes. I mean, what's up, Leanne? How you doing? Nice to see you. Man, look at these people tonight in here. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy. Lots of good people in the chat. Wow. All right, let's see. I think I'm on. Let me go back over here. Okay, we're only like 20 minutes behind. Let's move this forward a bit.
The question for the House is the adoption of the substitute. The clerk will open the board. The substitute.
Hey, hold on. I want to make sure there's no gun control speaking through.
Are there further amendments? There being no further amendments, the question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Continuing the order of second reading of the bills, I move to take up House Bill 6034.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Bill 6034, introduced by Representative Pais, a bill to create standards and processes for the selection of materials for inclusion in or withdrawal from the collections of certain public libraries. The
You know
people
what I
of the
mean,
state of
guys?
Michigan
I
enact.
know I'm in the little window
Bill to
here, but
consider
when
read
they
for a second
when
time
they
by its
read the
title. Are there
bill, I'm like,
amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Committee on Government Operations, Representative Liberati Chair recommends the adoption of substitute H3.
The
You know,
question for
I've
the
got-
House is the adoption of the substitute. The clerk will
you
open
guys
the
should
board.
see this place.
Substitute is
There's
adopted.
piles of
Are there
this
further amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
papers,
Representative Pais
bills,
offers a floor substitute H5, identified as amendment number 2.
The
top
question for
secret
the House is the
memos.
adoption of the amendment. The clerk will open the board.
Ooh, I
The
just got a
amendment is
memo from a
adopted.
state
Are there further
representative.
amendments? There
Proof
being
of
no further
aliens.
amendments, the question for the House
Wow.
is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Oh, wait, right
Continuing
there
the
on
order
the
of second
screen.
reading of the bills, I
Okay.
move to take up House Bill 6035.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Bill 6035, introduced by Representative Glanville, a bill to create standards and processes for the selection of materials for inclusion in or withdrawal from a district library's collection. People of
Ooh,
the state of Michigan.
now they're
enact.
going after
The
your
bill to be
books.
considered read for a second time by its title. Are
You
there
hear that?
amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Committee on Government Operations, Representative Liberati Chair recommends the adoption of substitute H2.
The question for the House is the adoption of the substitute. The clerk will open the board. The substitute is adopted. Are there further
Trust
amendments?
me, if the
There are. The clerk will
Republicans
read.
were there,
Representative
she doesn't
Glanville
really
offers a
open the
floor
board
substitute
anyway.
H3, identified as amendment number 2.
Question for the House is the adoption of the amendment. The clerk will open the board. The amendment is adopted. Are there further amendments? There being no further.
Wait, am I the only one that noticed this? They're going after the Second Amendment right now like they never have before. Now they're going after your libraries and books? What do you think? How big of a coincidence is this? Do you believe in coincidence?
Amendments. Question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading.
Second Amendment say to
Speaker
protect
recognizes
all the
Majority
rest.
Floor Leader Wilson.
Continuing the order of second reading of the bills, I move to take up calendar item number 345, House Bill 5957.
Nope. I don't. Some of these bills I have were so top secret they wouldn't even
Camera
publish
number
them.
345, House Bill
Let me just
5957, introduced by Representative Hope, a bill to amend an act to provide for the setting aside the conviction in certain criminal cases. The people of the state of Michigan.
Oh, great. A lot more
The
criminals
bill
on
be
the
considered
street.
read
But
for a
if
second
it's a
time by its
victim of
title. Are
crime,
there
we should.
amendments?
But
There being no amendments, the question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker
they pass
recognizes
stuff to
Majority
give
Floor
them
Leader
people's
Wilson.
driver's
Continuing the order of
licenses.
second reading of the bills, I move to take up
A
House
lot of
Bill
these are not good criminals.
5937.
Trust me.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Bill 5937, introduced by Representative Neely, a bill to amend the Michigan Business Tax Act.
Look, guys, I think a lot of things are criminalized that shouldn't be. And here's where I part from a lot of my Republican friends. I think our penal system is too heavy-handed with many things. And I believe there's a lot of people that are just victims of the times and victims of society more than they truly are that ever actually did anything wrong to anybody. Like carrying a gun that you never hurt anybody with, but it's in the wrong area and you don't have the right permit. No, I don't support locking people up for that. But I think we should have no gun control so we can protect ourselves. Because when, think about it. When a criminal comes at you with a gun and seconds matter, police are only minutes away. And you're your own first responder. I know you guys know that. That's why you carry a gun. So I'm not real big on like enforce the laws we already have on the books. That's a popular Republican talking point, but I reject that. We shouldn't be enforcing unconstitutional laws either when it comes to the Second Amendment and of the freedom of speech and all of our natural God-given rights. But so I am for criminal justice reform because we don't have a justice system in so many ways. But a lot of these criminals, though, these are not so good people. And I do know some, quote, criminals who are excellent people, actually. Just remember, when guns are outlawed, only outlaws will own guns. But these are the ones where they want to drive all the good people out of the state, in my opinion, and then replace you with people that are coming in that are illegals, that don't share the same values that most Americans have. And they're giving a free pass to a lot of people they shouldn't be, while trying to crack down on people that just want to follow the Constitution and be left alone. So there you go.
People of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Members, we're going to enforce Rule 32, so if you're not in your seats, please find your way to your seats. If your friends are outside, text your friends.
Ooh.
Couple-minute warning. Let's go. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor
Ooh.
Leader Wilson.
Continue the
She
order.
just invoked Rule 32 on her own side. Well, and the Republicans, too. They're just not there to listen.
The second reading of the bill is moved to take up House Bill 5936.
Without objection so ordered, the clerk will read.
House Bill
Wait, what's
5936, introduced by Representative Farhad, a bill to
Hold on a
declare the
minute.
power and duties of the Commission on Middle Eastern American Affairs.
Oh.
The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there
Wow, hold on a minute here. I just saw a chat here. Oh, look who's in the House. Our favorite state representative, Jamie Thompson. She says, sorry for the typos. The library of bills will allow. Wow, just read what she said. I mean, she's telling you what it does. This is a family-friendly channel. Look, how despicable is it right now? For all of you that have a moral compass, I know a lot of you do. Most of you do. I can't even read some of the subject matter of these bills in good conscience because I want this to be a family-friendly channel. Okay? You know what I mean? Look in the chat right now. If you're watching on replay, you should be able to find this on replay. Look what our representative just told us. What the library bill is actually allowing to access for our children. Wow. You know what I mean? Wow. Can you believe it? And all of them start off, the people of the state of Michigan enact. Did you guys enact? St. Vicari, member for 37 months. Wow, that's a long time, man. Thanks for your support. He says, praying for Michigan. Well, thank you. Dude, people from all over the country right now are like, what's going on in Michigan? What country's Michigan in? It's literally insane. QD, what's happening, man? How you doing? He says, he just gifted 10 2A EDU memberships. Well, thank you for your support, man. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go back to Lansing next week. I'll let you guys know as soon as I can figure out the date. I want to stream like live right outside these doors if I can. You know what I mean? And let you guys know what's going on like the old-fashioned way. Maybe we can get some representatives to come out and talk to you guys too. I think it's good that we start talking to each other more than we ever have before right now. But even people all the way across the country, they're looking at this. Dude, I've got Californians messaging me right now, being like, whoa, dude, like, oh, look, man, California's open. If you guys in Michigan would like to come seek refuge, like even the Californians are like can't even believe this is going on. And look, lots of good people in California, but you know what I mean? Like California is about as bad as it gets for the Second Amendment. These people are to the left now. Just remember this and tell all your friends and family this. These legislators in Michigan, these Democrats that are up there right now with no shame, just passing stuff as fast as they can, albeit they're passing it like 20 times slower now that the Republicans walked out, but still, they're literally the point where they are to the left of a California Democrat. In my opinion, I'm just going to say it. Look, this isn't politically correct, but I'm like a landscaper. I'm not a politician. I don't have to win elections. I don't have to be politically correct. I'll say whatever the hell I want. These Democrats in Lansing, this is the definition of a tyrannical government. See, everybody sat there their whole life and said, Well, if we ever did get a tyrannical government, what would it look like? You're watching it right now. Okay? And I think a lot of people in Michigan, I hope, are getting it. People throughout the whole country are like, whoa, like, I can't even believe I live in a country where there's a state that's this tyrannical. Okay? I think these Democrats in Lansing, and this is in my opinion, they're even to the left of Stalin, and in many cases, they're even to the left of Mao. And I just said that. And in my opinion, because I mean it, these people literally have no bounds anymore. There's nothing possible that would violate their moral compass. In fact, I don't even think they have one at all. You'd like to think to yourself, like, dude, if they keep going, I don't even know if the devil's going to agree with them on all this. I mean, I'm being a bit hyperbolic there, but not much. Okay, not much. They're passing stuff right now. They haven't got to any Second Amendment bills yet. I know that's why we're here. But they're passing stuff that if I were to read to you the subject matter of what it is, this could leave mental scars on beautiful young children. And here's the problem right now we have in society. Look, I'm a First Amendment absolutist. Let me show you guys something real quick here. Do you know how many subscribers I've lost over flying that American flag upside down? Why? Why is it upside down? Because I can't stand my government, but I love my country so much. I want people to realize we're in a state of distress right now. And it's been custom since before this country was even a country that you would fly your flag upside down to show you're in a state of distress. And we are. Period. End of story. In my opinion, and it's my flag, and I have the First Amendment protected right to express my freedom of expression and my speech, and I do. And for those of you that hate me so bad because I have that flag upside down, look, I hope we can still be friends. Like, I don't hate you because you hate me because I'm flying my flag in the proper orientation. So hopefully it doesn't have to be that way. But here's how much I love the First Amendment, right? But I also have my own moral compass, and I have this channel modeled to suit what I think is best. Am I wrong? Maybe, maybe not. But while I believe in the First Amendment staunchly, I believe that when children start to learn about certain topics, whether they're adult topics, vulgar topics, dangerous topics, I believe that's a very intimate decision within their home. So there's certain things that I'll censor myself on, but I'm not censoring myself because it's the government. No, it's actually not even anything to do with that at all. It's some of these bills that are passing. I want parents to be able to decide when they want to broach those topics, if they're going to broach those topics within their own home. And I also want parents to feel okay that their teenage kids can watch this channel. In fact, I wish more younger people would watch this channel, because freedom's never more than one generation of going away. And if we can't get our youngins, our little beautiful children, like, our beautiful children are the only hope we have right now. And they're coming after our children like they never have before. Right while they're coming after the Second Amendment like they never have before. And I want children and young adults and teenagers and whatever to learn about the Second Amendment, to learn what a tyrannical government looks like. And it frustrates me that I can't even read the topics of some of these bills because they're so appalling and they are so sinful. They are so they're so scary, quite frankly, to an innocent young child, that I can't even talk about the topics of some of these bills they're passing. And it's just disgusting that I even have to live under a government that is that insane that they would even be putting bills out like this. So, yeah. It's not okay. Let me read a few of these chats. Thank you for the memberships, QD. It means a lot. And now some of you guys have access to extra emojis in the chat. You can see some behind the scenes content. And I just had my viewership drop because my little rant I went on was a little bit too conservative for some people. That's okay, though. They'll be back. And I'm not sorry. There's nothing for me to apologize about. St. Vicari with the super chat and a channel member. Thanks so much, man. He says, fight, fight, fight. Look, there's some things we have to look forward to. I hope you guys are all getting out there and trying to do whatever you can to affect some change, because I really, really want some stuff to look forward to, guys. I truly do. Gail Gabbard, what's happening? Thank you for the super sticker. You've recently contributed a couple times for gas money to go to Lansing. I have gone. I am going to go again, and thank you. And thank you for that encouraging comment you left the other day, kind of telling a few people in the comment section, giving them a little piece of your mind. And I saw that comment out of the corner of my eye, and I appreciated it, Gail. Threaded for my pleasure. There he is, man. Man, how you doing? This is a good guy. A lot of you guys, man, I've hung out with you guys in real life. A lot of you guys online. Good people in here. Thank you for the generous $20 super chat. I appreciate you, man. He says, for your tireless effort and endless expenses, support your real reporters and journalist people. I don't know if I consider myself a reporter or a journalist or anything like that, but I'm trying to get the word out to you guys. So thanks, man. Wow, look at here. St. Vicari, 37 months. Dale, member for 43 months. How you doing, man? How are you and the lovely wife doing? Besides looking at this stuff and watching your state fall apart. We the people are screwed. Thanks, Demon Rats. Hey, make sure you let everybody know that. They're really, really, really messing this state up right now. Right now. Wow. Let me go back here and take a peek. Christy, how you doing, Christy? Christy Turtel. She says, I'm meeting with Biden in the White House next week to keep the pressure on about unconstitutional red flag laws. Fight, Michigan. You got this. Look, guys, you got to fight or go down trying. I don't want to see anybody wussing out at the last minute here. This is not good what's going on. Okay? This is not good. I do like that the Republicans walked out, though. I really do. It's something. Look, I never said it's the end-all answer. Of course it's not. But this is slowing things down. We need everything to slow down a lot when it comes to what they're trying to do right now. Yep, says, dude, thanks for the work you're doing. I would not have known about this crap they're doing without someone calling it out. Well, you're welcome, man. You guys need to know. What the heck am I going to be able to do about this? You guys need to know about this stuff. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Look, if you guys think they're committing a crime and you have a way to file charges, go for it. I don't have any lawyers on retainer. I don't know how to do that exactly. Maybe some of you guys do. Lawyers in the house, if there's a way to, you guys got to help figure this out. I hope you guys can start thinking of a good plan here. Yeah. Random guy from Miles. He says, you speak the truth too, eh? Some people get upset and Chuck leftist style fits when they hear it. And here's the thing, man. I'm a nice guy and I can kind of sit there and just kind of, whatever to, regular people. I just can't whatever to these Democrats in Lansing anymore. This has just gone way, way, way too far. They need to be called out and people need to know about it. Like real quick. Hopefully that's you guys' job, is to make sure that everybody that would think this is crazy, make sure they realize what's going on. All right. Let me see here. Let's see where we're at. I'm going to jump off in just 2 minutes here and hopefully be able to come back and do my normal Friday night live stream. I just want to see where they're at on this session. I'm watching to see if they're getting any gun control passed. Okay. All right, let me share this screen again. Guys, it's an honor, and I appreciate when you guys say that stuff because I know you mean it as a huge compliment. I don't want to run for political office. Look, I'll tell you something, though. I'm real lucky right now. My state representative has provided more information and support to this channel and therefore all of you. Look, she's doing it for all of you. It's just via me because she's my representative than like anybody I know. My Senator Joe Bellino, maybe he's some of your senators. Look, guys, there might be certain issues you didn't like how he votes. I hear it all the time. But when it comes to the Second Amendment, Senator Joe Bellino has been a bulldog. He's been in there fighting like crazy. And I've seen a little bit behind the curtain. Some of it gets a bit nasty. So, look, my senator's doing a great job with the Second Amendment. My representative's doing a great job for the Second Amendment. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to run for political office at all, guys. So here's the deal. Even if they weren't doing a good job, well, someone would need to step in and do it, right? That's just how it works. But it's still not going to be me. I don't want to be a politician. I know some really good people that are in there right now for the right reasons, but I don't want anything to do with this. And you know what's crazy? I actually have more of a I don't even know what word to use for it. Followers, subscribers, whatever. I have more viewers than any of the representatives or senators do. So actually, I think I'm more effective right now getting the information out to try to affect change than I would be in a different capacity, right? So, look, I'm in it to win it for the Second Amendment. And I don't think being a politician or being in elected office is the best path for the Second Amendment. If I thought it was, I would do it. But I'm almost certain it's not. And I'll tell you this, personally, yeah, that's like the last thing I ever want to do is hold any publicly elected office whatsoever. So I know that disappointed some of you guys, and I really, really do appreciate you guys saying that because it's a huge compliment, like 2A EDU for governor. No, don't want to do that at all. Don't want that. Yeah, look at this. There's always somebody in the chat. Look at this guy. Oh, man. Wow. Look at the screen here. You know what I think happened? This is Lori Pohutsky in the chat right now. Hold on. Let's see if she's on her phone. You guys saw her on her phone, right? Like we literally saw that earlier. Lori Pohutsky was on her phone. Lori Pohutsky's in here under her troll account, I think. Ooh, surprised you're a Dem. You portray Republican. Well, welcome to the channel, everybody, if you're new. Some of my viewers that have been around a minute. Who thinks I'm a Democrat? Oh, my gosh. Thank you for the comic relief, though. That's awesome. You got to laugh sometimes. I think Lori Pohutsky's in the chat, the lady with the gavel. Here, let's share the screen and see what she's up to. If we catch her playing on her phone again, we're going to know for sure it's her. I'm a Democrat now, guys. Did you hear that? He's a Democrat. I actually don't even like that political parties exist. Here's the crazy part. And shout out to all my libertarian friends. I'm not a libertarian either. I don't like the Libertarian Party either, actually. See, I knew it. He's a Democrat. LOL. Well, I mean, you know, that's actually funny. I ain't even getting mad at that guy. I think it's hilarious. Oh, boy. This is funny. All right. Let's see where we're at here. Let's see what Pohutsky's doing now. I think that was her in my live chat, though. We saw her on her phone, and then that came through right around the same time.
Clerk will tally, display, and announce the vote.
Ooh, she thinks
Madam
this is
Speaker, on the
funny.
question of the final passage of House Bill
Guys,
6027,
accounting of
56 I votes, 0 nay
expenditures.
votes.
A majority of the
That
members
can't be
elected and
good.
serving having voted therefore, the bill is passed.
None of these bills
Speaker
are good.
recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
I move for immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader moves to immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Continuing the order of third reading of bills, I move to take up House Bill 6046. And
Look, guys, I think libertarians are based too. Okay, trust me. If you guys didn't hear me a second ago, I like the libertarians, but I'm not like a Chase Oliver fan. Let me tell you that much. You know what I mean? So, in like a party sort of way, no. And here's the ironic part: true libertarians should actually hate the Libertarian Party if you really look at the ideology of a libertarian. So, I like the libertarians in so many ways. Not on everything, though. Me and my libertarian friends disagree on certain things, but I just don't like you know what I'm saying? The actual party, the establishment of the libertarians. But libertarian people, oh yeah. Lots of my friends are libertarians at this point. 2A EDU for president. Thanks, man. I know this is compliments, guys. I'm just saying. Ooh, am I a vegan? Do I look like a vegan? Oh, gosh. Isn't that funny? 2A EDU. You're eating too many cheeseburgers. People love to get on my physique. Look, they're jealous. I get it. Everybody can't look this good. But in one hand, he's this. Then in the other hand, he's vegan. Do I look like I'm vegan? By the way, guys, I stream on Rumble and Locals every week. All right. Every week I stream on Rumble. and I stream on locals on the weekend where I show tons of gun content. All right. So make sure you check out all of the alternative places where I post content, because I do a lot of stuff off of here. And make sure you guys are checking that in the description. And again, I almost forgot because I was literally sitting there. Yeah, I know Len's messing with me. Thanks for making me laugh. But I want to thank all of you guys for the many ways you support the channel. Thank you for the super chats tonight, the ones I've previously received. You guys are my sponsors. No big ad reads. You didn't hear any of that here today. So thank you. Thank you to the YouTube channel members, Patreon supporters, and those of you who support on locals, and those of you that take advantage of my deals that I post on other sites. That's also a way a lot of you guys are contributing as well. We're just going to round this out because I'm pretty much back up to real time here. And then I'm going to have to stop and get a quick
And
bite to
place
eat
it on its immediate passage.
Without objection, so ordered, the clerk will read.
since I'm a
House Bill
vegan.
6046, a bill to amend the Social Welfare Act. People, State of Michigan, enact.
Without objection, the bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question for the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. The clerk will open the board.
Okay, we're almost up to real time here. Let's see. Okay. Still looking for gun control. 5178. Okay, the Republicans are still not there. They haven't been arrested yet. Representative Thompson, if you're still in the House, are you arrested? We should have asked her that, actually. I kind of feel bad now because she's my friend. She was in the chat earlier, and I forgot to ask her. Representative, are you currently arrested and on your way back to Lansing? They can arrest and bring him back if he calls them. Yeah, I hear you, Christy. I don't want to be. Yeah. She says, resident political here. You have the most influence behind the scenes. Please don't run. We need you, brother. Well, thank you. And yeah, that's why. Well, I'm not happy reporting on this stuff. I actually hate that I have to report on this, but I don't want to be a positive. Okay, look, she's at home. Good. I mean, look, guys, I'm not trying to be overly dramatic, but let me read it one more time to make sure I'm giving you guys the proper verbiage here. Let's see here. Trust me, I was doing tons of behind the scenes work to even get this stream. Okay. The procedure is called a call of the House. And if Speaker Tate does a call of the House, he can say, get me the representatives and bring them into this chamber. Now, the way I understand it would probably work in real life, because this is not a thing that happens often here. Right, Jamie? I mean, we hope she's okay. Look, I wouldn't hide her in my basement, Speaker Tate, if you came looking for her. See, we're online right now. We're being very politically correct. Speaker Tate, she's not hiding in the shop right now. You know what I'm saying, guys, right? Because someone said earlier, if they can find them. But from what I understand, the police would show up to their house at first very politely. And then they would say, representative, you need to come to Lansing right now. And if they're like, heck no, I won't do what you told me. I won't do it. Then they can kind of, I'm not sure how it would go on each case by case basis. They might need 2 or 3 to get Jamie. I wouldn't want to be the one that had to try to arrest her. She's actually pretty tough. Don't let her good looks fool you. I wouldn't want to be the one to actually try to, but I'm just saying, they could grab them up. They could put them in restraints. You know what I'm saying? And put them in the squad car and bring them back. Now, I don't think this is likely that they're going to do this, but it's not off the table. It's not off the table. So as much as I'm kind of trying to say it like it's a lighthearted joke, not so much of a joke actually either. Robert Chase, good job, Jamie. Jim Walker, thank you, Jamie Thompson. Look, Speaker Tate, I know Pohutsky's watching this stream. Did you guys see her? She was in the chat earlier for a second here. I think it was her, under one of her troll accounts, obviously. I'm like, Lori Pohutsky, our favorite state representative, I'm not aiding and abetting. We're not hiding her in the back of the shop. She's not here. Then they'll come here. Meanwhile, she's long gone. She's at home. You know what I mean? See, we're playing 3D chess right now. All right, let me get back to this. I can jump off. That's the problem with these chats. They go forever because there's too many good people in the chat I like hanging out with. We could just sit here till 5 in the morning if we wanted to and hang out with all these, with Lori Pohutsky and whatnot. All the reps with any moral compass are gone right now. They should be gone. I don't want them there right now. Nobody should be taking part in this. Oh, we're back to
The clerk will close the board.
state-owned property in Eaton County
Representative
again.
Scott votes aye.
Hold
Representative
on.
Hoskins votes aye. Majority Floor Leader Ayash votes aye. Clerk will tally, display, and announce the vote.
I want to see if
Speaker, the
Pohutsky
question of final
finishes that
passage,
Diet
House Bill
Coke.
5913. There are 56 aye votes and 0 nay votes.
A majority of the members elected and serving
See
having
that
voted
Diet Coke
therefore,
there?
the
I'm
bill is
studying
passed.
that. That's of,
Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader
that's of
Wilson.
utmost
Move for immediate
importance
effect.
right now.
Majority Floor Leader moves immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered.
Do you guys see
Speaker
that?
recognizes
Wait, when he talks again. Hold on a minute. We can see our favorite state representative's name right there on the placard. She's not in her chair. That's good. I don't want her there right now.
Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
No
Continue
good
to order
people
the
need to
third
be there
reading of
right
bills. I
now.
move to take up House Bill
See, right there. It says
5936
Thompson. See that?
and place it on its immediate passage.
All right. Now focus on that Diet Coke. Man, I don't even like Lori Pohutsky, but I'm going to be nice. Can I be nice to her, guys? Quick poll of the chat. Can I say something nice about Lori Pohutsky? She's the one with that gavel. I'm going to give her some advice if you guys are
Without
okay with
objection,
it.
so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Bill 5936, a bill to declare the powers and duties of the Commission on Middle Eastern American Affairs, People of the State of Michigan.
Middle Eastern
enacted.
American
Without
affairs.
objection, the bill be
This
considered
sounds
read
very
for a
important.
third time by its title. Are there
Let's see
amendments?
here.
There being no amendments, the question for the House is the passage of the
Hold
bill.
on.
A record roll call vote is required. The clerk will open the board.
Oh, you guys are saying no. Can I say something nice? Hold on. I want to say something nice to Lori Pohutsky before we leave because I just saw her go back down to her phone. You know what I mean? She's on her phone. She's watching this stream. Here's the crazy thing. She's actually a fan of the channel. Somebody told me. Did you know that? Okay, I'm gonna be nice. You guys won't like this, but I have to do it. Lori Pohutsky, I'm gonna be very politely and give you some advice. That Diet Coke, it ain't working, girl. I mean, really, like it ain't. See, I just gave her some good advice. You guys told me not to, but I just have to be nice, you know. So there's some good advice for her. That advice is very valuable. It ain't working, Lori. That Diet Coke is not so good. You know what I mean? It's not working for you. It's not a good look. Boy, some of these people are going downhill as we speak. Maybe they'll change their mind. There you guys go. Man, I just lost a subscriber. Well, they'll be back in a minute. I had to be nice to her. It's not working, girl. The Diet Coke, it's not doing so good right now for you. Are you guys okay with that? I mean, right, Ron? What's happening, Ron? How you doing, man? Did you see the chat? I was like, guys, can I be nice? I want to give the speaker pro tem, Lori Pohutsky, I want to give her some nice advice. So I did. Like, yeah. That Diet Coke is
The
not
clerk will
doing
close
so
the
well.
board. Representative Miller.
Maybe she should drink 2
votes
more.
Aye.
I think she should drink more of
Clerk will
that
tally,
Diet Coke.
display, and announce the vote.
She's not drinking enough.
Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 5936, there are 56 aye votes and 0 nay votes.
Middle Eastern
A majority
American
of the members
affairs. I
elected
don't
and
know what's
serving
in
having
that.
voted therefore, the bill is passed. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
I move for immediate effect.
Majority Floor Leader moves immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Continue to order the third reading of bills. I move to take up House Bill 5937 and place it on its immediate passage.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Bill 5937, introduced by Representative Neely, a bill to amend the Michigan Business Tax Act. People of the State of Michigan.
Stomach shall not be
Without
empty.
objection, the bill be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question for the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. The clerk will open the board.
Indiana's a nice state, man. Yeah, sometimes I get the chance to drive down to see my friend Marksman TV. marksman shooting sports in Westfield, Indiana. I do enjoy the parts of that state I've driven through. No, man, I'm not playing this stuff I'm not playing this stuff at 2 speed. I wish I was. But you guys see the moral of the story. The Republicans have walked out. It's slowing them down a lot.
House Bill 52.
Oh, his microphone's not working.
Without objection,
Hey, hold on. What
Order.
happened here?
the clerk will read.
Calendar item number 277, House Bill 6181, introduced by Representative Skaggs, a
Ooh.
bill to amend the Michigan Vehicle Code.
Oh, we're getting
State of
close
Michigan,
now.
enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The
181.
clerk will read.
Representative Skaggs offers a floor substitute, H1, identified as amendment number 1.
The question before the House is the adoption of the amendment. The clerk will open the board. The amendment is adopted.
6183 is gun
There
control.
being no further amendments, the question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading.
Okay.
Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Continuing on to second reading of the bills, I move to take up calendar item number 90, House Bill 4962.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar number 90, House Bill 4962, introduced by Representative Scott, a bill to amend the Code of Criminal Procedure. People of the State of Michigan, enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments?
No, there's no amendments. 496.
Hey, the Dems are missing all their Christmas parties right now. I mean, think about it. Hold on. All right, we're almost in real time, and then I'm going to jump off.
1.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Bill 6051, introduced by Representative Cernoglu, a bill to amend an act to require prevailing wages and fringe benefits on certain projects. People of the State of Michigan, enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Okay, let's
For the
go.
House is advancing
Now
the
we're
bill to the
live.
order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Continuing to order the second
Now
reading
it's
of bills,
live.
I move to take up House Bill 4919.
What the Republicans
objection,
did
so
today
ordered. Clerk will
actually is slowing it down a lot.
House Bill 4919, introduced by Representative Devendorf, a bill to establish a Bill of Rights for the homeless. People of the State of Michigan,
Bill of
enact.
Rights for the homeless.
The bill will
What
be
is it?
considered read for a second time by its title.
I
Are
don't
there
know what
amendments?
this says.
There are. The clerk will read.
Representative Devendorf offers a floor substitute, H1, identified as amendment number 1.
The question for the House is the adoption of the substitute. The clerk will open the board. The substitute is adopted. Are there further amendments? There being no further amendments, the question for the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
Continuing to order the second reading of bills, I move to take up House Bill 5627.
See, the
Without
whole right
objection,
side of
so
the
ordered.
aisle
The
is
clerk will
empty.
read.
House Bill 5627, introduced by Representative Brixey, a bill to amend the Elliott Larson Civil Rights Act. People of the State of Michigan, enact.
Without objection, the bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments?
Oh, I just saw an
There being no
SUV
amendments,
sized
question for
drone
the House
fly
is
by.
advancing
I
the bill
think
to the
that was
order of
one of the
third
state
reading. Hearing no
representatives.
objection,
in
the
it.
bill is on third reading.
Oh, sorry guys, the window's like right over there. Jeez. Has anyone seen any drones lately, by the way? Wow. You know what? I've often thought that they're probably going to wait till later, especially since I'm live streaming it. All right, guys. Well, you got to see a rather unique session today. I time-lapsed it for you. And shoot, we've been streaming almost 2 hours. So I'm going to have to jump off. I need to grab a quick bite to eat. I'm not vegan, but I do need to eat something, right? So I'm going to go have some food. And I need to get another live stream prepared so we can maybe talk about some other stuff on my regularly scheduled Friday live stream. And if you've had enough of the channel and the Michigan stuff for today, I totally get it. Just make sure you're talking to all of your friends about it. And if you just want to see me like kind of talking about guns and like a lot
Speaker
more laid back
recognizes
topic,
Majority Floor Leader Wilson.
make sure
Thank
you
you,
join my
Madam
local
Speaker. Move to proceed to
community
the order of third
and
reading
the
of bills
site that
and take
rhymes
up
with
House
fumble.
Bill 4
because I'll be
Calendar
live
item number
from there
53,
over the
House Bill
weekend.
4491.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 53, House
All
Bill
right.
4491, a bill to establish an electric bicycle transportation incentive program. People's State of
Electric
Michigan.
bicycle
Without
incentive.
objection, the bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Yep, I'm gonna go get a quick bite too.
Representative
I will
Rogers offers a
see you guys all soon.
H3 identified
All right.
amendment
Well,
number
you
1.
know, I
On
hate
third
seeing you
reading,
guys
amendments
like
require
this, but I
support.
look
Is there
forward
support?
to seeing you all
There
again.
is support.
Probably
The question
very
for the
soon.
House is the adoption of the
Thanks
substitute.
for
The clerk
watching.
will open the board. The substitute
And have a
is
good one.
adopted. Are there further amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Representative Rogers offers an amendment